Last weekend, the New York Times got a hold of internal training documents from the DHS. And these documents lay out new guidance for green card processors. The guidance is pretty shocking. If you, a legal immigrant who has followed every rule, paid every fee, waited every year, has done every interview, holds a political opinion that the Trump administration disagrees with, the USCIS now has the clearance to deny your green card. Speech, free speech, is now a deportable offense. If you criticized the Iran war on Twitter, denied. If you went to a pro-Palestinian protest, denied. If you reposted someone else's protest sign, denied. If you burned an American flag, which, by the way, is constitutionally protected speech in this country since 1989, denied. If you have any social media history that an immigration officer doesn't like the look of, denied. And the USCIS, for its part, posted on Facebook on April 20th, there's vetting now, so be prepared to face the consequences. There's vetting now, so be prepared to face the consequences. That is an official statement from the United States Citizenship and Immigration Services to 11 million people in the application backlog. There are consequences for your speech. The White House, they had a spokesperson, Abigail Jackson, who I assume drew the short straw in the morning huddle, told the New York Times that the new policy has, quote, nothing to do with free speech. It is instead about protecting American institutions for the safety of citizens, national security, and the freedoms of the United States. So run that sentence through a BS translator, protecting freedoms by punishing speech. We're going to defend the First Amendment by gutting the First Amendment. We're going to save democracy by suspending democracy. And the State Department, they've got millions of dollars to do this with a straight face. Now, I know what you're thinking. If you live in Magistan, you're going to say, Josh, the First Amendment doesn't apply to non-citizens, especially if they haven't been admitted to the country. And you'd be flat out wrong. Kinda. The Supreme Court's long held that aliens outside of the United States have limited First Amendment protections. But the case law is extremely clear that inside the United States, those that have been lawfully admitted, who followed the rules, who are living here legally, those people have full First Amendment protection. They are persons. They have rights under the Constitution, and the Supreme Court has upheld those cases over and over again. Settled cases. Cases that are not coming down on this administration's side. And you know it's not about national security. This is about creating a legal infrastructure where the government can punish you for what you say. Where the threat hangs over the head of every legal immigrant in the country and every applicant who's in the queue. Where the message is this very clearly. You can have your green card or you can have your political opinion, but you cannot have both. And every single immigration attorney in America is now telling their clients to scrub their social media history before submitting a single page of paperwork. The chilling effect here, it's not a side effect, it is the whole point. And combine this with the policy that we've covered over the last week or so that the Justice Department is denaturalizing with quotas, 100 to 200 already citizen Americans per month, 2,400 a year, not for fraud, not for terrorism, but for procedural mistakes from decades ago. So now stack those policies on top of each other. If you are an existing legal immigrant in the application queue, speech policed, already here naturalized U.S. citizens, you're going to be re-vetted with the door open to take your citizenship away. But hey, you can still be like that one guy and buy the Trump Gold Card. Trump's whole immigration platform is now an enforcement about your ideology. And it's against legal immigrants while charging billionaires $1 million for the same green card and calling it gold that you're denying to a med student who reposted a Peace March flyer. It's the opposite of merit-based immigration. It's the opposite of skill-based immigration. It is opinion-based immigration. Hold the right opinions, get the green card. Have enough money, get the right green card. Have the wrong opinions, door slammed in your face. And the dog whistle that is so loud you can hear it from another country, it's that this policy is specifically targeting criticism of Israel, not of the United States, not of capitalism, not of democracy, although that's probably coming. It's specifically criticism of Israel and specifically pro-Palestinian protest activity. So in addition to the ideological policing, this administration has now made support for one specific foreign government a de facto requirement for residency in the United States of America. We are going to deny your green card if you protest the bombing of Gaza, the genocide that's taking place over there. The First Amendment is now bound by whatever Netanyahu says. This is the kind of country we're becoming, a country where speech is policed, where speech is conditioned on your documentation, where the government's response to political dissent is to threaten your immigration status and your citizenship. This is where the message to the next generation of legal immigrants is your kid's future depends on you not retweeting the wrong post. We have lived through every variation of this kind of regime in the 20th century, and it never goes well. It always escalates, and it always ends with the people who designed it being shocked when it comes after them. And sure, there's going to be lawsuits. The ACLU preparing one, 2 have already been filed in California, New York, and the Fifth Circuit is probably going to be the eventual destination because the Fifth Circuit is where the administration goes to lose by losing. But it'll be like a year at a minimum before any of this is resolved. And in that year, hundreds of thousands of legal immigrants will have to swallow their political opinions, scrub their social media, refuse to attend protests, and quietly make themselves invisible to the federal government. The chilling effect is the policy. The lawsuits, it's window dressing. And the actual goal is already achieved just by announcing the policy. I've covered this and so much more on our channel, and I would love if you guys knew about it every time I did another story. All you have to do is hit that notification bell, and we will tell you every time a new story gets posted.